Hi guys, so this is Mr. Gomes and I'm recording this video so that you know how to complete the Earth and its Seasons assignment, okay? So I'm going to walk you through the different steps of what you'll be doing, all right? So question 1 here says, use Google to find out the meaning of the following terms. So you guys like to Google stuff, so you can do this for this assignment, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to define the first term. I'm going to type in define and then the term equinox, okay? Now, it gives me a definition right away. I can use that, or I can look at some different ones and decide which one I want to use, okay? And then you can write your definition in your own terms over here, all right? Now, each one of you have your own copy of this assignment, so you don't need to worry about typing it in here because you're all typing in separate copies. The next thing you're going to do, okay, is go to this website over here, timeanddate.com/astronomy, to gather some information about sunrise and sunset, okay? Because we're going to try to get some data to see if these definitions that you got are actually true. So you are going to click on this link, open it up, and then what you're going to try to do, as the instruction says over here, is look up times for sunrises and sunsets and record them in the data table below, okay? This website does not have information for Kings Mills, so look up Cincinnati, Ohio. And you may have to calculate this last column, all right? So over here, we're going to type Cincinnati, and there it is, it popped up, okay? And then I have to look at the table. I'm looking for specific dates. Okay, so for example, June 21st, 2017. What was the sunrise on that day and what was the sunset? So I'm going to scroll down and I see that right now it's giving me September 2018. Gives me sunrise, sunset, length, and then a difference here. So you can choose any year that you want, that's past, and any month. It will also predict future months and years, but for now we're just looking at the past. And you're going to record this data, okay? So you just record the data. And then as you keep working through the assignment, it's going to ask you to interpret your data. So for example, number 3, does the data number 2 support your answers to number 1? Explain why or not. So does the data that you gather here, okay, about the summer solstice, fall equinox, and whatnot, does it match your definitions that you found to begin with, okay? And then as you work through, you're going to try and use Google to find out when it's summer in Cincinnati, what city is it in Sydney, Australia? Okay, because they're in the southern hemisphere, we're in the northern hemisphere. Are the seasons different? Yes, and if yes, then we're going to find out why. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to research the seasons. Okay, we're going to look up the temperature, high and low, in several places on the Earth and different times of the years. So fill in the blanks of your choice. Okay, so here we're going to start with Cincinnati. I have certain days of the year. And then I have here, you just choose your birthday and then another date of your choice. You're going to pick a city in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so somewhere in South Africa, southern half of Africa, South America, Australia. Okay, you're going to pick a city on the equator. So you may have to Google for a city in the equator. What are some cities near the equator? Okay, and then any city anywhere of your choice. All right, and then we're going to go back here, okay, to the same website that we were on earlier, and we're going to go to weather, okay? And then you type in your city. So we'll start with Cincinnati again. We'll type here Cincinnati. And then I'm going to scroll down until I see the part that says past weather. Here it is. Past weather, yesterday and past weather. So I'm going to click on that. And then, just like before, I can look at the past 2 weeks, or I can look up other times. Okay, so I can go many years back. All right. And then this will tell you the high and the low of each day. So you're going to gather that data in here. Okay. So you're going to record your data in here. And then after you record your data, you're going to do something a little bit similar, but there's a bit of an extension than what you did before. The first thing you're going to do is answer this question. Typically, when it's summer in the northern hemisphere, it's winter in the southern hemisphere, and so on. Does your data support this? Explain why and why not. Is it true every single time for every single city that you picked? Or there are some fluctuations or some places that you're not quite sure, okay? This data is not going to be as straightforward as the data for the sunrise and the sunset. You have to do a little bit deeper thinking about your data. And then if a portion or all of your data does not support that statement, number 6, you're going to try and research what other factors affect climate beyond latitude, meaning how far from the equator a place is, how far north or how far south. Is there something else that affects the weather besides just how close to the equator? And if there is, just jot down whatever you find, and then we're going to have a class discussion after we all get to look at this data. Okay? And that's it for this assignment.